Hey everyone, Blaze here, welcome to the August anime pickups. We're doing this one way quicker than normal because I want to get caught up, for goodness sake. So, the first thing I got from August is Sailor Moon Crystal, the collector's edition. I'm pretty sure Viz Media are calling this. It comes in this nice chipboard box and stuff with the Blu Ray on the inside and the discs, which I quite like the discs, although I'm sort of disappointed that the Blu Rays are just normal printed discs, and the DVDs get these really nice discs, which is normally reserved for the Blu-ray, so I was kind of surprised that the Blu-ray discs don't look quite as good. But yeah, Sailor Moon Crystal is a slightly controversial series, I think, for some major fans of the original series. It's a lot more like the manga as far as I'm aware, like it cuts out most of the fluff from the original series, and it's much closer to the manga. I haven't opened these, but these are art cards. And then we've got the episode guide, I think, and just general art book. But yeah, Sailor Moon Crystal, a little bit controversial. I was surprised that people just didn't tend to really like it. I don't know if that was just mega fans of the original series just not really liking this interpretation. And the art style is like really like overly shoujo, like just a little bit too much sparkliness and a little bit too many curls and people's hair and just things like that. Like it's very pretty. I don't know if that put people off either. But yeah, it just didn't seem to really set the world on fire. But this, for me personally, I don't know if I can ever get through the original Sailor Moon series. I liked the first 12 or so episodes I watched on that original Viz Media Blu Ray release I once had and sold, because it's a terrible release, by the way. I still stand by that. It's god awful. If I ever get the original series, which is kind of unlikely I think now, but if I ever do, I would get the Australian DVDs because they have proper transfer on them. But I felt like, in terms of like getting into or watching Sailor Moon, just the story itself, just getting an understanding of the full story, I actually think this might be the best option for a lot of people who weren't fans of the original series, or maybe have never seen the original series like me, because this is condensed. It's much closer to the manga, and yeah, it's in glorious high definition and stuff, unlike the Viz Media Blu-rays. So yeah, and it cuts out all the fluff, obviously. So I felt like this was the best option for me to ever watch this series. I don't know why I bought the collector's edition. I think it was just part of me that's still in that mindset. It was like, oh, pretty collector's edition, I must buy. Where in reality, I think I would have been just fine with just a normal standard Blu-ray case. But hey, I have this now, and I'll probably get the others, because I think there's only ever going to be 3 of these box sets, so it wouldn't take too much space, because you've got the first series is 2 core, and then the sequel series was just 1 core. I don't think they're going to make any more. I assume that's nowhere near the complete Sailor Moon story, since the original series is 200 episodes. So I'd be surprised if they were able to condense it all the way down to just 39 episodes, but who knows, maybe they did. So yeah, Sailor Moon Crystal, Pretty Guardian. Nice edition. I've watched the first episode of this, and I thought the dub was fine. I think I'll go with the Japanese, because I like the Japanese voice actress for the main character, Usagi. I remembered. I can't believe I remembered, but I did. Usagi. So yeah, I mean, she is pretty iconic, I guess. So that name kind of does stick. Okay, this has been something I've been looking forward to getting for ages. I was so happy when it finally came through the post. Those of us in Europe that backed this on Kickstarter had to wait way longer than the Americans. Like, especially, well, I think it was just the UK actually. Like, people in the UK had to wait a good month or more compared to those in America. But I finally got a copy of Otaku no Video on Blu-ray. This is the AnimEigo Kickstarter Premium Edition, I think this one was. And yeah, this is the level I backed, so it just comes with this chipboard case, the Blu-ray, which is just beautiful, and I love clear Blu-ray cases. It's a really easy way to make something feel a little bit more special, is to use a clear Blu-ray cases. Aniplex do it, and as much as I don't like Aniplex of America, really, it is effective. So yeah, and then we've also got the patch, the embroidered patch, which he loves giving us. Obviously, back in the 80s, when a lot of these anime in the 90s when a lot of these anime were coming out. Obviously, embroidered patches on jean jackets and stuff were quite the rage. As well, but you can put this on bags and stuff. I kind of just leave them in the Blu-ray cases, but they're fun too whenever I open it to get out and feel, because they obviously have. They're obviously not just printed on paper or anything, they're properly embroidered, which is awesome. And then we've got a really nice big book. There was like a bigger version, but yeah, this is just the front of it has some nice artwork from Kenichi Sonoda, who I love. I love his artwork. It's the guy behind Bubblegum Crisis and Riding Beam, which I also backed on Kickstarter for AnimEigo. And then we've got the new, I think it's 4-page manga, or maybe 8 pages. This is in here somewhere. Where is it? I saw it earlier. Kenichi Sonoda, as part of the Kickstarter campaign, he did a new, oh there it is, a new 4-page manga for it. Completely new and original. In here, it's Japanese, and then after that there's a panel. Here it is. So there's a translation, and it's got numbered the speech bubbles and all the translations inside, but which I was initially disappointed by. I was like, come on, like this is, I know like Japan, you know, I know he's Japanese and all that, but hey, we're all English, the people that are buying this, the majority of people anyway. And in fact, I'm pretty sure this wasn't available in Japan for people in Japan. I'm sure some people in Japan managed to get a hold of it, but well, that's just a poster. No, this is it. Yeah, so while I was initially disappointed, fortunately on this thing, the whole thing's in English. So yeah, you can read it in English as well, just as you would prefer. And then I can't remember what's on the back here. Is it just a bunch of lyrics and stuff, or I'm not quite sure. Is this translation notes, liner notes, something? I don't know. There's that, and there's also a giant poster with the bunny girl thing, as well as all the backers' names on the back. So yeah, YouTube can find my name on there. Blaze will be on there somewhere. Please, Vincent. I'm sure you'll be able to find it. Yeah, so let's talk a new video. I actually watched this from my 1000th anime, which if you follow me on my anime list, I'm currently on 999, but on Anime Planet, which is the one I've primarily used since 2007, I think I've been on there for. It's a long time now. And yeah, I hit 1,000 on there recently. I think there's some things are, you know, divided in different ways on Anime Planet. Like something that on my anime list might be only listed as one complete series, might be split up into 2 on Anime Planet. So it just ended up being that I got to 1,000 quicker on Anime Planet. So when I hit 999, I was like, and this came through the post like a couple of days, I think about a week before, I was like, I know what I'm watching for my 1000th anime, because is there anything more perfect than Otaku no video? Which is literally, and the first anime is just about Otaku fandom, and it's got like live action sequences as well from the people who worked at Gainax, or were Gainax, so Kenichi Sonoda's sequence in this is really cool. It talks about otakus not just in anime sense, but just like in all other ways as well, like especially the military otaku and stuff. So, and which is also what's in Otaku no video. Like, yeah, as much as it's about, you know, anime fans and figure collectors and stuff, there's also like military otaku in here and stuff. So, anyway, it's a really awesome release. I also love the VHS. Japanese spine. It's really cool. So anyway, that's that. I talked about that for a little bit longer than I intended. So next up we've got a Siren visual release on Blu Ray. This is one of the 2 last Siren visual things I got in my big haul of Siren visual stuff. So yeah, I picked up Memories. I don't know why this hasn't come out anywhere else in the world in English yet. I think it's to do with Sony. They're like re-releasing this on DVD in a 4-pack this year, which is like, come on guys, 2016, it's your format, Blu-ray, like do something with it for Christ's sake. So yeah, Memories on Blu-ray, the Katsuhiro Otomo presents, it's actually 3 shorts, it's kind of like in the same vein as Robot Carnival, but the shorts are quite long. So there's, let's see, yeah, so there's Magnetic Rose, which is the one that Satoshi Kon worked on as a character designer. Magnetic Rose is by far the best one, it's also the longest one, I think it runs at like almost 40 minutes. And then the Stink Bomb, which is really funny. The last one, which I think is the one that Otomo actually did, Otomo's the guy who did Akira, right? He might not be, I'm really starting to blank. on things I wasn't blanking about. Wish I was blanking about. But anyway, yeah, the last one, the last short one here, I really didn't like. But the first two, Magnetic Rose and Stink Bomb, are both really good. And this looks really good on Blu-ray. And the cool thing about this, if you weren't aware, was that even though this says Region B on the back and nothing else, this totally works on my Region A PS3. So if you live in Region A land, i.e. America, you can totally import this and it will work just fine. I've had confirmation from other people who took my advice on Fandom posts that this was totally import friendly, and they've done so. They've confirmed that yes, it worked for them as well. It wasn't just a fluke with me for some reason. So yeah, Siren Visuals releasing Memories on Blu-ray. It's the only way to get it officially in English on Blu-ray anywhere in the world right now. So if you want this on Blu-ray, find it on eBay, import it, it'll work on your American player. So yeah, next up is two things. I'm doing them both at the same time. I wasn't going to go out of my way to get either of these, especially one of them. But they both appeared on eBay here in the UK for like £8 each, which was insane because they were both only just recent released here in the UK. They're both Anime Limited releases. They're both collector's editions, and they had only been out like a couple of months, and someone was selling them on eBay for £8 with free postage each. It was each, but still, it's ridiculous. It's less than half the price of one of these and like a quarter of the price of the other. So yeah, they are Expelled from Paradise, which is the one I might have picked up eventually. The one I probably wouldn't have done, but hey, for £8, why not? Was Lord Marksman and Vanadis, isn't it? Yeah, Vanadis, which is like a fantasy series, which looks kind of cool, honestly, but I wouldn't have gone out of my way to pay large sums for this one, but £8, yeah, why not, sure. So yeah, I got the collector's edition, which means it comes in a nice digipack. Although, actually, I say that, a nice digipack. I wish Anime Limited would just move to clear Blu-ray cases like the Otaku No Video one had. I'd much prefer that to these digipacks, frankly. I do like the triple boxes though, like the nice small compact ones. I think they look really cool. That's something that Funimation should have done with their limited editions, just move to nice smaller ones like this. Anyway, and then we've also got a book, guidebook, with characters, profiles, and I don't know if this has an episode guide. It might do. It has like background information on the series because it's set in a big fantasy world, and I think there's like politics involved in it and stuff. Although in the end, I'm pretty sure it's probably just a standard fantasy series. But yeah, Lord Marksman and Vanadis. And the other one, like I said, that I might have picked up eventually, just because it looks kind of interesting, is a CG animated film called Expelled from Paradise. This one was put out in America by Aniplex of America, so it's quite expensive. But yeah, I was really happy to pick this up on Blu-ray in a nice collector's edition for only £8, which is a steal, obviously. Slip covers are kind of there. Underneath though, this is a really beautiful set. This is a matte finish chipboard art box. You see that? It looks very nice indeed. On the inside we've got some free postcard, art card things, another guidebook, lots of character profiles, background information, artwork, more backgrounds and stuff. Very nice. And then we've got this nice digipack with a nice image on the back and the Blu-ray and DVD on the inside. So yeah, really happy with those. Very, very cheap indeed. And yeah, just a sort of bargain that you don't really expect to get. So I was really happy to find these at that price. Like, I'm sure they would have gone very quickly. So I picked them up the second I saw them. In fact, I think how it went was I saw this one, I think it was, for £8, bought it immediately, and it had probably only been out like about 10 minutes. And then I was just refreshing the seller's page as they were listing stuff, and the second this went up, I bought it, so it's probably only on there for like 3 seconds or something. So yeah, anyway. So that's all the Blu-rays, and now I've got a bunch of DVDs to get through, so I'm going to go through these a little bit quicker. So the first little bundle I have here is a bunch of Go Nagai stuff. I've decided I want to get all the Go Nagai stuff. So I started that journey by buying the ADV release of the 7-episode OVA of Mazinkaiser, which is like a spin-off of sorts to the Mazinger Z franchise. So yeah, this is, like I said, 7-episode OVA. Came out in like the 90s, I think. And yeah, on DVD from ADV. dub and sub, very nice. Then followed that up with another one, Go Nagai OVA. This one's 4 episodes, and another one put out by ADV. Got Shuten and Doji. These came in a double pack, and I specifically wanted the double pack because these originally came out from ADV in 2 separate volumes each. Like this had 2 volumes and this had 2 volumes. The only way to get them in complete collections was to buy them as a double pack, and they just come with cellophane wrapped around them. So yeah, very cool. Save space. Yeah, Shuten Doji. Seems to be about like Amazonians and stuff. And probably monsters and demons. It looks cool. So Shuten Doji, and then finally I picked these ones up. These ones were put out by Hasabi, I think, or Hanabi. I forget what they're called, but it's like the Bandai Visual Premium label. So they had Bandai Entertainment, and then for a brief period there was another Bandai company called Bandai Visual that put out premium products. And they'd put out stuff like the Pat Labor movie, the collector's editions that I've got. And they also put out Demon Prince Enma, which is another OVA series. This one, unfortunately, is only available as 2 separate releases, each with 2 episodes on them. And they're only subtitled, they're not even dubbed, unfortunately. But yeah, this is a 4-episode OVA from like the mid-2000s of the Demon Prince Enma stuff, which I like. Ghastly Prince Enma Burning Up, which is the comedy series that NIS America put out. I've also watched 2 episodes of the 70s series that were fan subbed. That is a series I would love to see Discotek put out, and I think they will eventually. You know, assuming they continue down this Go Nagai road that they've been going down for like the last 3 years or something. Like, I could totally see them eventually picking that show up, which would be cool because it's only like 25 episodes or something, so it wouldn't be a big show for them to release in terms of episode count. But it looked really cool and funny. Like, it had the same charm as the and comedy of the more recent series, but also the cool 70s action and style. And but this one is actually more horror based. It takes the Enma stuff and actually puts it in a proper horror setting. I'm quite looking forward to watching it. I was sort of disappointed it wasn't a complete compact release, but whatever. Just Demon Prince Enma Burning Up. And the last of the Go Nagai things is Black Lion, which is a god-awful OVA. I've seen this one before. I wasn't initially going to pick this up, but I thought, well, if I'm going to do this Go Nagai collection, I kind of need to get it. So I've been trying to track it down for a cheap price, and eventually was able to do so. I picked this up for only $4. So yeah, Black Lion on DVD. I had to replace the case. The one that came with is destroyed. But unfortunately the disc and everything is in just, pretty good condition. Everything's fine and playable, so... Yeah, Black Lion, this is a stupid OVA. The sequences in this are just insane. I won't go into because they're kind of spoilery, but yeah, this is batshit insane. Kind of like most Go Nagai stuff to some extent, I guess, but I feel like Black Lion takes it to a whole nother level of pure ridiculousness. Anyway, next up we've got a bunch of Pokemon stuff. If you remember in the last video, which I hope you do remember because it wasn't that long ago, this time I picked up the steelbook of the movies on Blu Ray that Viz Media put out, and I said in that video that I initially was on the fence about buying that because I was worried it would lead me down the road to buying the seasons of Pokemon, and it did. They were on sale on Amazon. I think it was Amazon Canada. All of the original series that was out, that Viz Media had put out in these new compact releases, was on sale really cheap. So I picked up the complete Indigo League and all 3 volumes. I do actually already have this, or at least 52 episodes of it, with the Australian release, but I'm going to go for the Viz Media version. So Indigo League, the complete adventures on Orange Islands or something, in the Orange Islands. And then I forget what I think this one comes next, the Johto Journeys, and then the Johto League Champions, which leaves me with one more to get, which is on the way out right now. I think it may be out now, which is the Master Quest, and that completes the original 276 episode run of the series before it went to Pokemon Advanced. I think I will be happy with getting Master Quest and then calling it a day. I don't want to watch all of Pokemon. There's too much of it, and I don't think it's really going to be that great for me to sit down and watch. I say I struggle with long shows anyway, so the idea of watching a giant series of Pokemon doesn't... all of Pokemon doesn't really interest me, but... I don't know, I have a lot of nostalgia for Pokemon. I was the perfect age when it originally came out. 10 years old boy is supposed to be what Pokemon... I mean, I'm sure girls as well, but the initial thing in Japan when they thought it was 10-year-old boy, let's go out and get them. And that was basically the target market. And when it came out in the UK in English for the first time, the game and the show, I was 10 years old. And I'm a boy, obviously, so I was perfect for it. And... as a result, Pokemon had a huge impact on my life back then and all my friends. It was obviously a cultural phenomenon, and so I have nostalgia for it. But I never really. Once I grew out of it, I guess I kind of left it behind. It's always been there as a nostalgic thing, but I left it behind. I don't remember watching anything beyond. Probably what's on this set here. I don't really remember watching anything beyond that. I have only really played the original games like Pokemon Blue and Red and the remakes on the Game Boy Advance. Those are the only Pokemon games I've played to any extent. I mean, in terms of the proper RPGs, I played Stadium and stuff like that. So yeah, I thought it would be nice, even though I don't regret buying these. They were a lot of money, even on sale, because I had to ship them from Canada and stuff. But yeah, it would be kind of cool to sit and watch the original series at the very least and just call it a day with that. The whole 276. So that's what I'm going to try and do. That's why I bought it all. So yes, Pokemon. One more to get and I'll have all of the original run of the show. Okay, another Siren visual thing. This one I didn't pick up on sale because I think these are actually out of print now. At least these particular editions, but I picked these up on second hand off a forum. I picked up Higurashi When They Cry, Season 1 and Season 2. You might be wondering why I didn't pick up the Sentai Filmworks versions. Simply because the Sentai versions the DVDs are based on the Blu Rays, and the Blu Rays are upscales for the first two seasons. The third season, or 5-episode OVA, is in true HD, but the original two seasons are not, they're upscaled. And while the first season on upscale Blu Ray wasn't too bad, the second one, when I saw the screenshots, I was like, that is awful, that looks really bad, that's just a bad encode, it just does not look good at all. And I was just like, and I think I was then thinking along the lines of maybe I'll go for the DVDs and not, I'll skip the Blu-rays. But then I asked a question because I remember what happened with Sailor Moon on Blu-ray with Viz Media, which was they downscaled the Blu-ray upscale for the DVDs. They didn't use a different transfer or the original DVD transfer. They just went, okay, here's the Blu-ray, and we just downscale it for the DVDs. And that's what Sentai Filmworks did for their DVDs of Higurashi When They Cry, that they took their Blu-ray master and just downscaled it onto the DVD at 480p or whatever. So I was immediately like, okay, that rules those out. I do remember these came out in Australia. I'll try and get those, but they were hard to find and out of print, and I was like, oh crap, I'm probably going to have to go for the Sentais then. But then I found them on sale on a forum second hand, so I picked them up, and yeah, I now have the complete first two seasons, and I'll pick up the third season Blu-ray from Sentai Filmworks at some point. But I wanted them in decent, watchable quality, and I just don't think, as much as I thought the first Blu-ray for season 1 by Sentai was okay, I thought the second one, as I said, was awful, and just almost unwatchable, so yeah. That's Higurashi When They Cry. That's a series that's obviously really popular and famous. I've never seen it. I'm looking forward to watching it at some point. Okay, and the last two things I got are Discotek DVDs. I picked up another Lupin the Third special. This one's the Alcatraz Connection. This is the first of the specials that come after. I've actually got a bunch of things in the way right now, but pull these out. So the Funimation released movies and specials. So yeah, this is the first one that comes out after those. Yeah, Alcatraz Connection. I've watched this one. It was really weird. I like the opening theme, which is like an English version of the Lupin theme, sung by this woman. And it's, if I remember correctly, it was like a jazz version. It's really weird. Cool. I wasn't a huge fan of it, but it was okay, I guess. It's another Lupin special, which I'm happy with. And finally, we've got Golden Boy on DVD. This is one that I've been meaning to get for a long time. I think ADV initially put this out on DVD. But yeah, a 6-episode OVA from the 90s, really famous. It's an ecchi one, but it's a really famous one. I remember enjoying one that I think is way more ecchi than this. There's only like 45 minutes. I watched something called Junk Boy. I think it was from the 80s, and I actually like that. It's sleazy, but I thought it was fun. I quite liked it. So I'm hoping Golden Boy is something similar to that. So yeah, Golden Boy on DVD. I can't remember if I did this for Lupin, but yeah. So yeah, that's everything for August. We're almost all caught up. Just September to do, which is way smaller, I think. September was way smaller. Yeah, it was. So yeah, September's way smaller than this. Everything should go back to shorter videos as well now, which would be cool. So yeah, anyway, home please. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.